I Wanna Be Defined by the Things That I Love is a lyric taken from a Taylor Swift song released in 2019. At that point in time, she was trying to get more political and reframe herself as an activist. She famously spoke against Trump. She released a sloppy and mundane song and video titled You Need to Calm Down, which is like in 2019 you're releasing a rainbow-themed video with gay people and drag queens. Big deal. It's not exactly anything radical, and in the pop sphere, Taylor was extremely late on the gay inclusive front. I think the biggest flaw of You Need to Calm Down is that Taylor makes it about herself. In fact, she opens the song by addressing her haters. Her brand of activism reeks of self-benefiting. In 2020, she released her documentary Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, where Swift decided she was going to be more open politically, and stated that she needed to be on the right side of history. Since then, Taylor's so-called activism has been relatively inconsistent. She makes a tweet here and there, and she's more immediate when something personally offends her. To put it simply, I do think Taylor follows a long line of pop stars who utilize performative activism for brownie points. If she didn't want to have that expectation of being an activist, then she shouldn't have made such a spectacle about becoming one and being political, as well as a spokesperson for injustices and bigotry, which has made her most recent controversy and choice of lover much more explosive. Earlier this year, it was announced that Taylor and Joe Alwyn had broken up after 7 years together, which seemed to be her most serious relationship. He even has writing credits on her albums. Despite being with a megastar, Joe has remained private and is certainly not in the media as much as her past relationships. I also think since Taylor has capitalized on her relationships in her music, at times even bragged about writing songs about her famous exes, there's much more of a spectacle around her relationships. But none of the questioning has been more justified than her most recent boyfriend, Matty Healy, frontman of the 1975. Matty Healy is a controversial figure to say the least, but the main talk has been his comments towards Ice Spice, who said in an interview that she liked the 1975. And while Matty was being questioned about her in an interview, he mocked accents and said some racially insensitive things. And he also said in an interview that he masturbated to a porn company that primarily features black women being brutalized. I want to make it clear that these are Matty's actions, and while Taylor is not responsible for what he said, fans in particular have every right to question their alignment, especially when he's at her concerts and they're allegedly mouthing love words to each other. They're both being extremely public about this relationship. For a lot of people, Matty's relationship with Taylor is their first introduction to him, and given his remarks, people want to know why Taylor is involved with him, and I think that's fair. From an onlooker perspective, it definitely reeks of rebound energy. But needless to say, this relationship is something that has come under fire not only by the internet at large, but by even Swifties. While there always are extremists who will go to war for their favorite artists, regardless of the action, I don't think there's anything wrong with being critical or disappointed in this instance. There are a good amount that are being very critical, so it's a bit divisive. Now, I don't think this controversy will affect Taylor as an artist or her popularity. She's simply too big to fail. I do, however, think some of her public perception will ultimately shift once again. And one thing about Taylor Swift is that she cares about public perception. Taylor is the type of celebrity that keeps her ear to the streets. I don't doubt that she's aware of the backlash and questioning this relationship is getting, but I don't think it's something that she can blatantly or likely will ever address because it reflects so badly on her, and it's not really a situation that her hands can be clean from. Many have accused Taylor of using Ice Spice as a cleanup PR move to distract from the Matty Healy drama, which I must say is the oddest mashup ever. I never thought I'd say Taylor Swift and Ice Spice are on a song together. She barely does features, especially with rappers. Obviously, no one is sure of the timeline of the song besides the people involved, or if it was made to specifically be a pawn for PR, but I do think it's important to mention that Ice Spice was involved in Taylor's iHeartRadio Award honor, so it's likely they've been in the works for a long time, before the Matty Healy drama. However, it's also possible she could have chosen to drop it strategically. Also, side note, the remix is awful, genuinely awful. like shockingly bad, and I didn't even have high expectations. Ice Spice just does not fit on the song at all, and she doesn't really add anything. It sounds like a rushed product. The original version of Karma is much better. But Ice is gaining a lot of PR from the situation. She's ultimately the winner here. There will likely come a day where Taylor Swift will write a song about Matty Healy, after their relationship has gone to dust, if it does. But it won't be as simple as her famous kiss-off anthems. Many will want to know why she was involved with him in the first place, and if she ever does address it, it will be a tough area to navigate.